Imagine this. You're living your life, chasing the next thrill, scrolling endlessly, laughing with friends, planning your weekend like it's all that matters. And then, in a single heartbeat, it's gone. Darkness swallows you. Everything you thought you had control over vanishes. I know that pain. I felt that void. My name is Elijah Brooks, and I'm not here to waste your time with feel-good fluff. I died, flatlined, gone for 4 minutes. And what I saw on the other side wasn't just some hazy dream. It was a wake-up call so real, so urgent, that it's burning in my soul to share it with you. If you're drifting through life, numb to God, distracted by the noise, this video might be the most important thing you'll ever watch. Stick with me, because what I'm about to reveal could change everything for you, spiritually, eternally, starting right now. Here's the truth. Jesus is real. Not the watered-down version you might have heard about, but the living, holy King who sees straight through you and still calls your name. I saw him, and he showed me a world, our world, stumbling blindly toward destruction. Teenagers like me, adults like you, lost in a haze of screens and sin, laughing their way into darkness. But there's hope, there's power, there's a way back to him, and it's simpler than you think. In the next 25 minutes, I'm handing you the keys to a faith so alive, so unshakable, that it'll pull you out of the chaos and into God's light, fast. You won't find this kind of truth everywhere. It's raw, it's rare, and it's for you. Oh, and real quick, welcome to Blessed Horizons. If you're new here, you're not alone. Tons of people watch these videos, but here's the crazy part. Most aren't subscribed yet. Don't miss out on what's coming. Hit that subscribe button right now. It's free, it takes 2 seconds, and it ensures you won't lose track of this life-changing journey we're on together. Trust me, you'll want to be here for what's next. So let's dive in. What if everything you've been chasing is a lie? What if the real treasure, the one that lasts forever, is waiting for you to claim it? Let's find out together. Picture this. A Thursday morning, ordinary as it gets. I overslept, bolted out the door, earbuds blaring the latest track, barely nodding to my mom as I ran for the bus. School dragged on, loud, chaotic, predictable. At lunch, I was joking with my buddy Marcus, tossing around dumb bets about homecoming dates. Life felt light, reckless, mine too. Mold. Then in a blink it wasn't. We crossed the parking lot toward his car, and out of nowhere, screeching tires, a shout, a truck. I turned, and darkness hit like a hammer. No warning, no goodbye, just gone. My body crumpled on the asphalt, but I wasn't in it anymore. I floated above, watching the panic unfold. Marcus sobbing, teachers sprinting, blood pooling. Yet I felt no fear, only a strange stillness, like the world paused to whisper a secret. Then it came, a light, not soft or cozy, but fierce, magnetic, pulling me with a force I couldn't resist. As I drifted closer, a figure stood in its center, radiant beyond words. I couldn't stare straight at him, but I knew this was Jesus. Not the gentle cartoon from Sunday school, but a king, majestic and holy, his presence peeling back every layer of me. For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. 1 Samuel 16:7. His eyes met mine, and I was bare. Every selfish thought, every ignored nudge of faith exposed. He didn't shout or scold. He just said, "My name, Elijah," and then, with a weight that shook me, "Your generation is walking blindly toward destruction." Those words weren't just for me. They're for you too right now, watching this. Think about it. How often do we rush through life, earbuds in, screens glowing, ignoring the quiet call of God? I did. But that day, I learned something sacred. He's been chasing us all along. Try this tonight. Set aside 5 minutes, no phone, no noise. Just sit and say, "Jesus, show me your name." It's simple, but it's how you start hearing him. Because here's the thing, he's not far off. He's knocking, like he says in Revelation 3:20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in. That knock, it's real, it's personal. And what he showed me next made me see just how much we've been missing. As Jesus stood there, his gaze piercing through me, the air shifted, like a curtain pulling back on a stage I didn't know I was part of. Suddenly, I was inside a vision, so real I could smell the polished wood and hear the faint hum of voices. It was a church, grand, with towering stained glass and a cross that gleamed like it belonged in a museum. Rows of people filled the pews, dressed sharp, hymnals in hand. At first, it looked right, holy even. But then I saw it. Half the folks were scrolling on their phones, sneaking glances at TikTok during the sermon. A guy in the back was napping, head bobbing like he'd rather be anywhere else. The preacher droned on, words smooth but hollow, like a script he'd read 100 times. And the saddest part? Jesus wasn't inside. He stood outside, knocking on the door, his face heavy with longing. "They call me Lord," he said, voice soft but sharp, "but they do not know me." That hit me like a punch. I'd been that guy, sitting in church, counting minutes till pizza night, thinking faith was just showing up. But Jesus wasn't playing games. He's quoting himself here from Matthew 7:21. "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but the one who does the will of my Father." This wasn't about fancy buildings or packed seats. It was about hearts awake to him. I saw myself in those pews, distracted, half in, and it stung. Maybe you felt it too. That itch in your soul when worship feels more like a chore than a lifeline. We've turned church into a social club, and Jesus is left knocking, waiting for us to let him in. Here's something you can do. Next time you're in a service, or even right now, at home, pause, whisper, "Lord, wake me up." Ask him to stir your heart, to make his presence real. It's not about perfect prayers. It's about wanting him more than the noise, because that vision, it wasn't just a picture, it was a warning. And what came next? Well, it showed me how much deeper this darkness runs. The first vision faded, but before I could catch a breath, another surged forward, pulling me into a scene that felt too real to be a dream. I stood in the middle of a city, not one I recognized, but it was alive with chaos. Skyscrapers glowed with neon, screens flashed with images that made my stomach turn. Violence, lust, lies dressed up as freedom. Streets buzzed with people shouting, laughing, scrolling, all chasing something they couldn't name. Families argued in homes, their words sharp as knives. Classrooms echoed with voices claiming truth was whatever you wanted it to be. And everywhere, music and movies glorified rebellion, turning darkness into a party. But the worst part? The air itself felt heavy, like a fire no one could see was already burning. Jesus stood beside me, his voice low. "Darkness has become entertainment." I wanted to look away, but I couldn't. This wasn't just some far-off place. It was our world right now. I saw pieces of my own life. The songs I'd blasted without a second thought, the shows I'd binged that made sin look cool. It reminded me of 2 Timothy 4:3, where Paul warns, "For the time is coming when people will not endure sound teaching, but having itching ears, they will accumulate for themselves teachers to suit their own passions." That's us, chasing what feels good, calling it freedom, while the flames creep closer. I wasn't better than anyone in that vision. I was part of it, blind until Jesus opened my eyes. Here's something you can try. Take a quick audit of your day. What's filling your ears, your eyes? Are you soaking in things that pull you toward God or push you away? Maybe swap one habit, skip that one show, pick a worship song instead, and see how it shifts your heart. It's small, but it's a start. Because that burning world showed me something urgent. We're not just wandering, we're running out of time. And what Jesus revealed next made that clearer than ever. The city dissolved, and a new vision hit me, one I'll carry forever. I stood before a line, endless, stretching into a void so dark it swallowed hope itself. People shuffled forward, heads down, faces blank or laughing nervously like they didn't know where they were going. I did. I felt it in my bones. This was the path to destruction, to hell. Teenagers I recognized from school, neighbors from my street, even a girl I joked with at a party. They were all there, moving slowly toward the edge. Some looked confused, others numb. A few mocked the idea of turning back. I screamed, "Stop! Look up! You don't have to go." But my voice didn't reach them. Jesus stood beside me, his eyes brimming with sorrow. "This is why you must return," he said. "Go back. Warn them." That moment broke me. These weren't strangers. They were people I knew, people like you, watching this right now. The Bible says it plain in John 3:16, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life." But belief isn't just nodding along. It's turning around, choosing him over the void. I saw myself in that line too, before that day in the parking lot. Maybe you see yourself there now, caught in the flow, unsure how to step out. It's not too late. You're still here, still breathing, still hearing this. Try this. Tonight, pray a simple prayer out loud if you can. Say, "Jesus, pull me off that path. Show me your way." Then open your Bible to Psalm 23 and read it slowly. Let his voice guide you like a shepherd, because that line, it's real and it's growing. But Jesus didn't stop there. He gave me a mission, and it's not just mine, it's ours. The visions faded, and I was alone with Jesus again, his hand resting on my forehead. His touch wasn't soft. It was fire, steady, commanding. "Go back," he said. "Tell them, warn them." Before I could ask what he meant, I was falling, crashing back into my body. I woke up gasping, hospital lights blinding, nurses shouting, monitors beeping like crazy. Sweat soaked my gown, but I was freezing, heart pounding like it was trying to escape. "I saw him," I yelled, tears streaming. "Jesus, he's real." The doctors said I'd been gone 4 minutes, a miracle they couldn't explain. They called it trauma, shock, whatever, but I knew it wasn't a dream. It was truth, raw and unshakable, carved into my soul. When my mom rushed in, eyes red from crying, I told her everything. Jesus, the visions, his words. She grabbed my hand and whispered, "I've prayed for this your whole life." It hit me then. God had been chasing me, long before that truck ever did. Like the parable of the lost sheep in Luke 15:4, where the shepherd leaves the 99 to find the one, Jesus came for me when I was too stubborn to see him. And now he was sending me back for others, for you. I wasn't special, just awake. But waking up, that's where the real fight starts. Here's a step you can take. Share one thing God's shown you recently, even if it's small. Text a friend, tell a family member, or just write it down. It's like lighting a match in the dark. It spreads, because what I learned next, trying to tell others, showed me just how hard this mission would be. Telling people wasn't easy. I started with Marcus, my best friend. I poured it all out, the light, the visions, Jesus's voice. He just stared, then laughed nervously. "Bro, you almost died. Your brain was probably freaking out." I pushed back. "No, man, this was realer than us sitting here." He didn't get it, and eventually he stopped texting. At youth group, I shared my story with a room full of teens. Some laughed, a few walked out, but others, like a girl named Madison, broke down. She came up after, sobbing, "I've been so far from God, but your words woke something in me." We prayed right there, and I saw a spark in her eyes like a torch catching fire. But not everyone was open. A teacher called my mom, saying I was unstable. A counselor suggested meds. Online, people said I was chasing clout. Even some church folks told me to chill, that faith shouldn't. Sounds so intense, it hurt. But I got it. Jesus warned us in John 15:18, "If the world hates you, know that it has hated me before it hated you." The truth stings when people are comfy in the dark. Still, every time someone listened, every tear, every prayer, it was worth it. I wasn't here to scare anyone. I was here to shine a light, to warn and to guide. You can do this too. Next time you feel God nudging you to speak up, maybe about forgiveness or hope, don't hold back. Start small, like smiling at someone who's hurting or sharing a verse that lifts you up. It's not about being loud, it's about being real. And that pushback, it's just proof you're on the right path. But there was something else Jesus showed me, something that changed how I saw this fight. A few weeks later, I had a dream, not a vision, but a whisper from God. I was walking through a forest, pitch black, holding a torch that burned bright. Behind me, other torches lit up one by one. Some flickered, some went out, but others blazed stronger than mine. I heard his voice, "Let your flame be a warning and a guide." That dream stuck with me. It wasn't just about me telling my story. It was about lighting a fire in others, helping them carry their own torches. Every time I shared at a school, a church, or even online, I saw it happen. A kid who ditched God years ago would pray again. A mom would message me, saying my words made her rethink her life. Each one was a new flame, pushing back the dark. This is bigger than one story. It's what Paul talks about in Ephesians 5:8. For at one time you were darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. You're not just watching this, you're part of it. Your faith, your choices, they're torches too. Maybe you're flickering, barely hanging on. That's okay. God's not done with you. Try this. Pick one person this week who needs hope, a friend, a co-worker, even a stranger. Share something kind, something true. Maybe Matthew 11:28, where Jesus says, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Watch what happens when your light touches theirs, because here's the thing, the world's not just dark, it's desperate for that light. And what Jesus kept showing me over and over was why we can't stay silent. Every time I share this, I feel it again. That urgency from Jesus's voice, that fire in his eyes. He wasn't just talking to me, he was talking to all of us. We're living in a world that's asleep, lulled by distractions, games, gossip, endless noise, while the clock ticks down. I used to think I had forever to figure out faith, to get serious later, but later isn't promised. I should have been gone that Thursday, another name in the news. By grace, I'm here, and so are you. Hebrews 3:15 says, "Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts." Today, not tomorrow, not next year, now. Don't wait for a crash to wake you up. Jesus is real. Not a story, not a vibe, but the King who died for you and rose to pull you out of that line I saw. He's calling your name like he called mine. Try this. Right now, close your eyes for 10 seconds and ask, "Jesus, what do you want from me?" Listen. It might be a whisper, a feeling, a verse. Whatever it is, act on it. Tell someone, pray it out, take that step. Because what I know now, what I wish I'd known sooner, is that his call isn't just a suggestion, it's a lifeline. And there it is, the truth I died to learn. Jesus is alive, he's calling, and he's closer than you think. Don't scroll past this moment. Don't let the noise drown him out. You're here for a reason, watching this, feeling that tug in your heart. So here's my question. What's God saying to you right now? Drop it in the comments. I read everyone, and I know others need to hear it too. If this hit you, share it with someone you love. It could be their wake-up call. And please, hit subscribe and that bell. It's the easiest way to stay with us on this journey. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Speaking of next, check out the video popping up on your screen. It's another step to growing closer to God, and I know you'll love it. I'm Elijah Brooks, just a guy who got a second chance to shine a light. Thanks for being here. I'll see you soon.